So the problem we had last time is that how can you put 8 queens on an 8 by 8 chessboard? So give you this problem, think about that. How can we solve this problem? Did you guys go back and think about it? Adrian? Yeah. Okay. So Pranava, so can you talk about your thought?
Yeah, so basically you want to limit the amount of squares that a queen will be able to capture. So the best positions to like place a queen would be the corners, because that like removes about like 60% of the possible like capture area for a queen. So if you first place like your first queen in the corner, then you look at the areas that it's captured, and then you start moving like away from that corner, just like slightly like diagonally. As you move away, like you'll capture less and less spots. That gives you more openings for more queens. So it's about just minimizing the amount of spaces that one of the queens takes up.
That's good. Yeah, that's the way to do it. So you wanted to exhaust all the possibilities. So you put the queen, the first queen in the corner, and then you get all the spaces that has conflict wiped out. You exclude them. Then you try to do the second queen, right? But you know you still have several positions to put your second queen. You have 6 possibilities there. So you wanted to put the queens in one of the 6 left spaces, right? So you have the 6 left positions, and you put a queen on it, and then it will exclude more spaces. Then on the 3rd row, so what find out how many spaces left, right? So one queen will eliminate 2 of the spaces from the 3rd row. And the 2nd row queen will eliminate another 2, right? Or another, I think more than 2, 3. So then you have like 5 spaces eliminated already. So then on the 3rd row, you only have 3 spaces. So then you put in the queen on one of the 3. So then you see you eliminated more spaces for the 4th row. And in that situation, you may not be able to continue to the 5th row or the 6th row. If that happens, that's not a solution, right? It is not a solution. So you need to continue this. So you say you put the queen in the 2nd place of the 6 available spaces in the 2nd row, and then continue. You keep doing this. You keep doing this. So let me just share my screen. So let me see what it looks like. So if you keep doing this on this chessboard, okay, so you put the first queen on the corner, okay, so you eliminated this space, you eliminated that space. So only this 6 left. All right, so once you put it this one on this position, you eliminated this position, this position, this position, and that position. Okay, you see the 4 positions have been eliminated. So these are the 4 left. So you need to keep exhausting it. So now you can move the coin to the second place and do that. So this is a lot of loops, right? A lot of loops you need to do. Do you guys think so? So you wanted to put it here first, and you exhaust all other possibilities for the second row. Just go ahead and do it until you cannot go anymore. So if you reach the eighth row, that means it's a solution. If you cannot reach to the eighth row, it's over. So that's not a solution. So you keep doing this. So does this make sense to the class? That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. So if it does make sense, program-wise, how can we write the program? Did anyone try it? Did anyone try it? Let me go to the website talks about at Coins problem. Oh, again, you say the schedule for this year came out. So it is like this, December 17 to 20th. So it is 2 weeks away. If you guys want to gain experience, if you guys wanted to gain experience, okay. So you just needed to create an account. So then you find a good time during these 4 days, a snap of about 4 hours during these 4 days, and try to do it. If you do not think you are ready, then we can try either one of these. Okay. So these will be the 3 chances we can try. For the US Open, okay, um, it's not that easy. It's not that easy. Of course, you can still keep trying. You can still keep trying. Okay. So here, look at this. So that's the schedule. I wanted the entire class to know. So the schedule is out. The schedule is out. This is an computer programming competition class. So you guys really need to write code. So you need to write the code so you can submit it. So it can run, it can solve the problem. So that's what we need to do. So I will encourage you to write code. Okay, it doesn't matter if you use Java or you use Python. It really does not matter, but you need to get the problem solved. Any question from the class? Any question? Okay. If not, if you do not have a question, if you do not think you are ready for any competition, let's try our best, learn more, and then we are ready. I just get off the class of the session 4. I finish that class, and they will go to do the test. They will go to do the competition. So I hope after several sessions, then we will be able to go as well. All right. So hopefully you guys can have fun on doing this. We will spend a lot of time to talk about the solution, and we will do several solutions, and then we will start to learn the basic concept of the competition. It's not like a class of programming itself. It's really more about computation, data structure, algorithms, because it helps you to be the best developer. Okay, it's not just say, oh, I know how to write code, I know how to solve the problem. That's not enough. You need to be efficient. You need to find the best solution, the quickest solution, the most effective solution. So that is why you need to know the algorithm. So let me go to this website. So for the Queen's puzzle. Okay, if you go to the Queen's puzzle, okay. If you tap in this, so you click on it, this is a famous problem. It is a very famous problem, okay. So you see, it tells you, okay, how many possibilities there are. These are all the possibilities when you place 8 queens on 8 by 8 chessboard. So you will have these many possibilities to place them. So each one is different. Each one is different. But out of these many, how many? Is the 4 billion, right? The 4 billion arrangement. Out of this 4 billion, only 6 is a valid solution. It's a valid solution. So that means if you do it one by one, do not use the way as Pranava just mentioned. You do not exclude those invalid arrangements, then you will have this many loops to go, 4 billion loops. But if you find a good solution to it, okay, if you find a good algorithm to do it, you will not need to loop that many times. You will not. So that's the purpose for this class. It's for you to find a better solution to a problem. Of course, number one, we needed to do what? Number one, we need to do coding, right? So we need to be able to do coding. We just do all the possibilities. So what are all the possibilities? I put a queen here, 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 put a queen here. I put a queen here and put a queen here. So that's one possibility, right? That is one possibility. You put all at the queens, but it is an invalid one. Okay. So then you move this queen out. So you can put it here, 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 here. On the second row, all the positions. Then on the third row, all the positions. On the fourth row of all the positions. Okay. So you do all that. You do all that. So then that means you loop through it, all the possibilities. And that's a 4 billion more loops to go. And if it's not invalid, do not keep it. If it is valid, then you keep that as a solution. You guys get what I said? You guys get what I said?
Yeah.
Okay. But how can we do this in coding? It's still not an easy thing for us, right? This still is not an easy thing for us. Okay. So we wanted to spend more time on this one. Well, let's just take a baby steps trying to get it to a level so we can solve this problem. Okay, so here is 4 of the solutions. Okay, so 4 of the solutions, that means when you put the queen in this corner, you come up with these 4 solutions. When you look at this, do you see these 4 solutions is valid or not? Just take a quick look at that. Okay, so these are the 4 valid solution. Okay, it is, but you know the real answer. Okay, so what is that? Okay, so that's the solution. So you see, there are a lot of discussion here because this is an classical problem. So you see, then there are a lot of solutions as well. So if you guys are interested, you can go on and to Google and find some code examples to solve it as well, to help you on that. Okay, so I do not expect you that you can write the solution in Java or Python at this moment. It is not. Okay, so you know, this just to inspire you. If you really like challenges, so you see with a problem like this, how can we solve it? What do I need to do? So that's the purpose, right? So in this class, when we talk about a solution, we really wanted to have discussion in the class. I do not want that you just stay quiet, because we really want you to engage this class. Contribute your thought, okay? Contribute your ideas. And even it's wrong, that's okay, because it's a class. So it's for the competition. It's the place for you to learn. All right. So to facilitate the discussion, I usually ask the students when they have a solution, they need to, you know, express it out. In the computer science field, or we see in the science field, or if we see in the engineer field, we see in the industry. So how do the people do it? Of course, writing code, the code is the last resort, right? So you can just write the code, get it resolved, ask the person to read your code, then they can understand it. But before you put it into code, just to express your thought, how do you do that? We wanted to do a flow chart, okay? So we wanted to do a flow chart. So a flow chart can help you explain what I did. So let me just give you an example. So this is the class I just finished. So it's already class 26. So we have the problem to talk about how to catch all the snakes. It's a good problem, okay? The good division problem. So I will have a flow chart like this. explain how to do this one. So this is a flow chart. I also ask the students to present a flow chart. So you can tell me your ideas. So I will say if your ideas works or not. If you have a flow chart, I will make sense out from your flow chart. If you do not have that, it's really hard. It's hard to catch your idea. So I'm trying to teach you guys flow chart, okay? So to facilitate the good communication between developers, flow chart is widely used to depict and computer programming solution. We wanted to learn these basics, okay? We wanted to learn the basics of flow chart today. So how can you do a flow chart? In the future, when we discuss the solution, we can use flow chart to tell the audience or solution, okay? So we can use that. So how do you do the flow chart? See, this is an example. You always have a start, I have an end, okay? You use this shape to do the decision, okay? This shape to do the decision. This shape is a process. It is a process, okay? So let me just go to the diagram here. So this is the flow line, and this is the terminal, and this is the input output. This is the process. Okay, that's how we do a flow chart. How do we do that? Okay, so that's the basic symbols used in flow chart. And then you can also see more. This is a decision. Okay, this is on page connect. Okay, this off page connect. This predefined process and the function. And you know, if you do not want to memorize all those, then you just do 3, just like what I did, simple ones. Start, end, that's 1, right? Process, that's 2. Decision, that's 3. So that's a 3 basic things. So if you have that, it will be good. So you just talk about. So this also help you to sort your mind before you write a code. If you ask me to write code 3 times 5, what's the result? Do I need a flowchart? No. But the real world problem usually is not just that simple. So let me just show you this one. Of course, do not feel bad. This is a good problem. So let me just give you a few. So can you, when you read this one, do you think this is simple? If you have not learned the skills, the algorithms, it's almost impossible to solve this problem. Okay. So when I teach the class, when they finished like more than 24 classes, now they are good. When they look at this problem, they know what skills they need to use. They need to use. So this is a problem. So you cannot just use one box to explain how you do that. So that's why I have to come up with an idea like this. So you study, you read in the data, and then what you do, then what you do, then what you do. You have a decision here, and if it's answer yes, what do you do? Answer no, what you do, and then what you do, and then you end it. So that's the way to express it. Okay, you getting my idea for the flow chart? If you learn the flow
Yeah.
chart, I think that will help you a lot. Even though after you grow up, you are working for a company, it will help you express to your managers, to your teams, to your customers will with the flow chart. Okay, because your idea is there. All right. So if you have a loop, how do we do the loop in the flow chart? You see, this is the way to do it. So here is the decision, and you go to the process, and then you come back, and then it keeps going, right? So that's how you do a loop. If you think it is too fancy, then you just need to have those flows. Okay, just go back, and you indicate it as a loop. Okay, that's very good. So now let's do a simple problem. Let's try to write code. Okay, so when we learn color, we know that we usually have three basic colors, or we see three primary colors. They are red, green, and blue. That's the three basic colors. And the respective value can be 0 to 255. Okay? 0 to 255. So that's the color value. So you have red, you can set the red equal to 0, red equal to 1, red equal to 2. If you were in my Python class, if you go to the level 3, and then we do Pygame, we didn't manage the colors. So how can you create a color, right? So you use RGB value. So can you write an algorithm or write code in your preferred programming language that can print out all possible colors combination? Okay, then print out. The printout show like this. Color 1, this will be red, green, blue. Okay, color 2, that's the red value, green value, and the blue value. So can we write the code to do this simple one? So let me give you guys 15 minutes to write whatever code you are good at. You can use either Java or Python to write it. So let me copy these requirements. Let me copy the requirements in the chat window. And then we will start to write our code. All right, has anyone get it done? Anyone is trying to do it? Okay, good. So can you share your work to me?
All right, give me a second. I have to restart Zoom in order to share my screen.
Okay, just go ahead. And who else get it done? Adrian, did you get anything? Owen. Owen, are you there? It's not a problem if you do not get much. That's okay. But we just wanted to take the baby steps and get it. Your font size is very small to me.
Oh,
Um,
okay. I think I can zoom in.
yeah, if you can zoom in, that would be great. A little bit more. Okay, so you already using C++, right?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. So I do not think a lot of students knows of C++ in this class, but can you just go ahead and explain your work, walk through the code? So just the idea.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. So first we have to import IOStream. So IOStream is just like the package that you need in order to use the like input and output commands like syn and count. So basically once we do that, then we create our namespace. And I'm just gonna call that it's just the standard namespace. And then basically you always have to have a main function. That's just the one that C++ will call when it first creates your program. And then so you basically I create an integer here called count. That's basically the number that pops up here. So each time I create a for loop, each time like I have a new like the color, I just like add on to count by one. So that's just like a new combination. So I have three different for loops here. So the first for loop is just the red color. The second one's the green color. The last one's the blue color. And then I just have this. Print statement here, which it's not the best way to write it, but it's just easier for me. Basically, it just has color here. Then you add on a second statement, which is count. And the third statement, which is the parentheses. Fourth, which is I, which is the variable I was iterating in the for loop, and have another couple strings and have the variables also put in there. So yeah.
So that's a very good. I'm not sure, when the class reads this code, do you feel familiar from line 6 to line 9? You should be very familiar with that, right? It's just three loops. So what do you do in the three loops? You just loop the red color because we see so 255 colors, right? So you loop from 0 to 254, okay? And then you loop through the green, and then you loop through the red. So you just, do the nested loop. And can you answer me, why do we do the nested loop?
Because if we did three separate loops, we wouldn't be able to get all possibilities because you would get red and then all the blue values would stay the same. Then you'd change all the blue values, but the red and green would stay the same. Then you change the green values, but the red and blue would stay the same. By nesting it, you can try every possibility.
Very good answer. So I'm not sure for the rest of the class, if you know Java or if you know Python, can you rewrite the code in your own language? See how this works. So Pranava, can you just go ahead and run from the beginning to the end? Let's see how many loops we have in total.
Okay. Yeah. It's gonna take a while because that's do 256 cubed.
Yeah, this is a very good example. So I wanted to talk about it. let's run it. Let's finish it. Let's see the number. Then I will ask you to do another thing. So when you look at this, okay, it's still running. When you look at this, you see if we write in the program like this, okay, you have the number here. It's 1658137.5. Can you get your calculator out? Your computer's calculator. Can you do this? Can you just launch your calculator?
Yeah, give me a second.
Okay, if you have your calculator, can you do this? You use 255 times 255 times 255. Oh, it's different. It should be the same number because that's how many loops you go through. If you have the zeros in the end, that means it's not correct because of 5 times 5, you can never get to 0. Yeah, you see, that's exactly the number you have in your loop, right? Okay, so can you go back to your code? So you see, that's exactly the loops. So can you comment out the code of line 11? Comment it out. 11. It's not 10. Okay, 11. Comment it out. And in the end of your method, just print out a count. You see, this time you see how fast it can right? Just run it, see how fast it will give you the result. So you see very fast, right? So you see if you use C++, if you print those out, you see you slow down the application a lot at this moment. I just wanted to show you. Sometimes when you see it takes time to process it, it's way more than 2 seconds. And you will say, oh my gosh, so the limit is 2 seconds. I will fail. But just be aware. That does not mean that your application really takes that long to process because it takes long to print out the stuff. Okay, so each step it needs to print out. So that's why it takes a while. But you see when print now run this one, it does not have the printout. So you just run it again to show the students how fast it is. It's like instantly, right? So it's good. It is good. So this, so you see, this actually is a simple problem. It's a simple problem. So I'm trying to get you guys into this depth to think about how can I get all the possibilities, the combination, all the possibilities of all the colors. And then you understand how long does it take to do it. Because when you do the competition, you really need to be aware of that. And in the future, I will teach you what is called a complexity. And this is the complexity of the cube of the input value, 255, right? It's 255 cube. So that's a complexity. Okay. So Jack, can you share your screen to me? Thank you very much, Pranama. Thank you. Okay, you have too many printouts, right? So you see in your printer, in your line 6, you printed out. At that time, you even do not have Blu-ray. You even do not have blue, I believe. So the rest, I think. So you do not want to increase red there in line 7. Because the loop itself will increase your red value. It will increase it. So if you do it here, you increase it too much. Okay. So actually, what you needed to do, you can remove all the code in line 7 to line 8. Okay. You can remove all of them, including line 6. You don't need it. Line 6, you don't need it. And then you can remove your code from line 10 to line 8. You do not need it. Okay. So now keep this. Okay. And you do not want to keep line 11 here. Remove it. You don't want to increase it because the loop will increase it by itself. So here you already have the count, right? So usually you want to put the count. Let me see. That's good. Yeah, because the count is 0. Okay, that is 0. Then that's okay. So you see, it's just 3 nested loops. Just 3 nested loops. So with that, you will be able to figure out all the possible combinations of 3 colors. So the total color you can have, so keep this in your mind. So if you do a color picture, if the color is stored in a byte, so why it's 255? Because you want to store the value, the number, using a byte to store it. Byte is 8 bits. So 2 power of 8, it gives you the number 255 from 0, okay, to 255. So that's why. So if you have a true color picture, you can see the possible colors you can have is the number that you print out here in the count. That's the total numbers you can get, total different colors you can get if your color is from 0 to 255. Of course, if you wanted to, divide it more, you wanted to use like 16 bits to store it, then you have a much deep color blend. Okay, the value is way bigger than this one because you use a byte to store it. It's only 8 bits, and if you increase to 16 bits, you have a more in-depth color. And then if you use that kind of camera to take a picture, then your picture will be very big. Okay, the size of your picture will be very big because you have a lot of different colors, a lot more. Okay, so I hope you get the idea. I hope you get the idea. Before I move on, does the class have any question? Jack, you get what I asked you to change, right? Hi, Jack. That's good. Kid, do you get what the solution is? for all the possible colors red. So how about you, Camille?
Yeah, mostly.
All right, good. So oven, red. So why do we start it like this? Okay, why do we start like this? We really want to take the baby steps. So we wanted to get into the competition programming. Okay, so I think this may be a little bit difficult for the following slides. So let me show you. So I see this in award-winning challenge. So you see this new challenge is homework. I wish you guys can post it in the classroom. Do you guys have the classroom code? Google Classroom code? Let me go there.
Yeah.
Okay, this one. So here is the code. Okay, so let me just copy the code and put it in the chat so everyone has it. I want you to do this one. Just try your best. Of course, you know. Think about this, Pranava. Right now, you are doing 3 nested loops. So think about if we need to solve the at Queen's problem, what we need to do? We just do 8 nested loops, right? We just do 8 nested loops. So it will exhaust all the possibilities. So that will take you a while. If you guys can write the code to solve the problem using 8 nested loops, that will be great. Okay, so how do you do that? Okay, you have 3 numbers. Okay, so first one is the row, second one is the column. That's the 2 numbers. Okay, first row columns, then you have the queen on it. So you just write that one down. Then you go loop through the rest at 7 rows. Then you have the queen and on it. Remember that row number, that column number, and that's a combination. If this combination is valid, put it in the list. Okay, if it's not valid, you go back to do the loop. Okay, you go back to change the loop. You just break out the innermost loop. Okay, just break it out, and then keep doing that. See how many solutions you have. I already give you guys the idea, right? You are doing different colors. Now you wanted to do the 8 queens solutions. You have 8 nested loops. 8 nested loops. The first loop, of course, from position 1 to 8. Okay, or you see from position 0 to 7. So that's the 8 possible position you can have for the first queen. And then it's from 0 to 8 for the second queen, but you know this is row 2. So the 0 to 7, that's a column, right? Just trying to do that. See if you can generate a list with all the possible solutions. And if you are good on it, then can you give me the time for your process? How long does it take? Okay, I will just put that as a homework for you guys. to do it because you already get an idea from the Walker Jack and the Prinava did it for the color combinations. Okay, you guys can give me that solution, and I will put it in the classroom. If you can come up with that solution, that will be great. Okay, that's what I have for today. Really want you guys to be able to write code for this queen puzzles. Use the simple, straightforward way, but you see it. You need to write it nested loops. That's not a pretty. Then we will see how can we solve this problem. How can we do it better, right? Get what I need? Do you guys get what I need?